Hi everyone, I'm FM Greeno and welcome along to episode 2 of the Greeno Tour. So, if you watched the first episode, you'll know that the Greenobus has made its way north. We have landed at Stirling Albion as the first port of call on our journey. We've had a very busy summer. If we take a look just at the transfers, for example, this is the transfer history for Stirling Albion this summer. Now, in fairness, this is not all done by me. Everyone here up to Dylan Bikey was signed already for the club before I came in, and everyone else is signed by me afterwards. There's a real mix of players for the first team, a lot of youngsters in amongst here. I'll just show you a few of them. Solal Pelmar Bassi is our first choice goalkeeper, a French lad, but he has been playing football in Scotland recently. Solid, if unspectacular. We have Dale Connor, a very young right back who is going to play for us today. Plenty of holes in his game, but a decent basis for a 16-year-old and loads of potential. We do have Sasha Hamash, who has joined Stirling from Lille. I think he's going to eventually end up over on this left-hand side as an inverted winger. But for now, we're going to play him as a winger and occasionally as an advanced forward if we need to. We have, coming further down the list here, Graham Watters will start for us today too. Another very young player, 16 years of age. Again, holes in his game, but tackling 14, work rate 15, bravery 16 for a 16-year-old. Lots of potential too. I think he's going to do a good job for us as the season progresses. Our new left back is another French lad, Van Denamil. Again, you can see there are holes in his game, but I think he'll be a decent enough addition for us on this left-back position. Plenty of potential to develop too. And we do have a couple of loan signings. We've signed an affiliate deal with Celtic, and they have loaned us Dane Murray, a central midfielder, who I think is going to do very well for us this year. And also a young Norwegian centre-half, Fjelde, who I think has all the attributes to do pretty well at this level too. I mean, his strength and some of his mentals need a little bit of work, but hopefully they'll build as the season goes on. We've got him on loan till the end of the season. So I think we've had a pretty good summer in terms of bringing people in. We've not spent a penny on transfer fees. We have added about 1,300 quid to the wage budget, but we had about 2,000 to play with, so that's pretty good. The schedule. Well, we've done pretty well in pre-season. We'll ignore that first game against the second 11. That was a couple of months before pre-season even started. We've been unbeaten throughout pre-season. You can see here we've had 4 wins in friendlies and 1 draw. Our only defeat is against Hibernian in the BetFred Cup, a game you'd expect us to lose, of course. Top flight opposition. We were 4-0 down, but we pulled a couple back late on to give the score a bit more respectability. And in our last game in that competition, we beat Brora 3-1, and Andy Ryan hat-trick. He looks like he's going to be a superstar for us this season. Anyway, that's enough of the background now. Let's get through to the tactics screen, and you can see how we're setting up for our first league game at home against Queen's Park. So, this is the formation we're going to be using against Queen's Park today. It's a 4-3-3 formation. On the right-hand side, we're playing with a winger, and we're going to use Connor as an orthodox kind of full-back. He's only young. We don't want to put too much pressure on him bombing up and down. However, on the left-hand side, Bikey is going to play as an inside forward, getting in to support Ryan. And therefore, we're asking the left-back, Van Danemiel, to charge up and down a little bit more. Watters here is going to sit, ball-winning midfielder, and screen these two at the back. Fjelde is a very young 17-year-old centre-half, so we may need a little bit of protection in front of him. I think the 2 star men in the side probably are Mitchell, who is going to play as our central midfielder today. He's a very good looking player. Unfortunately, we only have him on contract until the end of the year, and right now he's refusing to sign another contract, so we might not be seeing too much of him. And our star man up front, Andrew Ryan, as you can see, he scored 5 goals in 2 games already this season, and I think, you know, we're finishing a 14, decent pace and acceleration for this level, good first touch. I think he's going to do really well in this league. Queen's Park, though, are going to be a difficult proposition. They are by far the league favourites. So, yeah, we're in for a tough old ride today, I think. But let's get into the game. And so here we are. Our first game at our home stadium. Looks like a half-decent little crowd in, which isn't too bad. I guess Queen's Park are probably going to be the biggest draw in the league this season. So, for an opening match, it's going to stir a bit of local interest. So far, it looks like we're having the better of the game. We've had a number of efforts, although none of them highlight worthy until now. But there we are. Oh, goodness me, I thought Bikey had scored then. A good crossing from the right-hand side. Decent header, but just over the bar. And so far, we've had 6 shots, none of them on target yet, mind, so that's a bit of a problem. Here's Van Denemeel, finds Bikey, up to Ryan. Sensible ball back there. Ryan finds the ball now, about 20 yards out. Here comes Bikey. Murray to Mitchell. There's Bikey again. Good ball on to the overlapping left back. And Ryan is there, and that's his first league goal and 6th goal in total of the season. And we take a 1-0 lead against Queen's Park, the league favourite. So that's great. A decent move. I mean, it's not the prettiest football in the world, but then, you know, Scottish League 2, not necessarily what you'd expect. But that's a good header by Ryan. And Cammy Bell in goal for Queen's Park cannot get a firm enough hand on it to keep it out. And I'm really pleased with how we've been doing defensively today. We've got a lot of youngsters in and around the back 4. And so far, we haven't given up a single chance to Queen's Park. I may have spoken too soon, mind, and and I have. A bit of commentator's curse there, I think. That was not great defending. I think Van Denemeel himself makes the first error by just letting this ball float over his head. Centre-half doesn't do an awful lot, and the keeper, well, and he's a bit exposed there, isn't he? So there's not a great deal he can do there. But that's Queen's Park's first chance of the game. Unfortunately, they had the quality about them to take it. But going into half-time, that's 1 apiece. That's not too bad. We've got plenty to be encouraged about. So I think we're going to pump our fists. We're not doing... No, let's give the fans something to cheer today. Hasn't given an awful lot of impact to the boys, so... Let's try and inspire them a little bit more. And we're impressed with Andy Ryan. He's done very well so far. Okay, so let's start the second half and see if we can continue our sort of decent approach to the game. A chance here, hopefully for us. Goal kick. But unfortunately, Queen's Park win the ball and they're attacking down their left-hand side. Good challenge there by Mitchell, though. Back to Connor. Lumps it long to nobody in particular. That's a good ball in. And, oh, the keeper has not covered himself in glory there. Header straight at him, and he's palmed the ball into the back of the net. Have another look at this now. It should have been meat and drink for the keeper, I think. But, unfortunately... He has let us and himself down. Oh, hum. Anyway, we may have to move to a slightly more attacking formation at this rate. We're going to get back into this game. Some not particularly good ratings around the team, so I think it's time to make a change or two. So, in terms of the tactics, we're going to push into a slightly more positive formation. Now, who's playing particularly poorly? The right back's having a stinker. McGregor at centre-half. Watters. So what have we got that we can do to change that? Well, Ardalani can come on for Watters, I think. Where does he prefer to play? Just as a standard defensive midfielder. What else can we do? Maybe we'll look at the full-back position. We have got Lukoki, another new signing, who can come on and play at right-back. I think we can make 5 substitutions in this league. So maybe we're going to look at... We've got anyone who can play on the right-hand side? Curtis Roberts can. So let's see if this makes any difference. About 20 minutes to go. We've had a lot more chances than they have, but nothing on target. So we're obviously taking a lot of shots from further out. So let's make a slight adjustment to the tactics here. See if we can work the ball into the box a little bit more. We'll also play for set pieces because that's often a helpful way to get chances in the lower leagues. 15 minutes left on the clock. We're going to demand more from the boys here. Oh, let's wait for this chance. Oh, it's not a chance at all, is it? It's a wasted free kick into the box. Cleared long. Their man gets onto it. Can we get a challenge in? Reed overlapping there. McHugh. Oh, goodness me. Hits the woodwork. and cleared out for a corner. Now's the time we're going to demand more from the boys. Corner comes in. Can we clear this? Yes, we can. So just a few minutes left. We've got to go attacking here. I'm going to go a bit more direct. Let's see if we can fashion one last opportunity to salvage something out of the game. We have a throw in here from Lukoki. He'll get the cross in. Bikey at the far post, and we've equalised. A great header at the back post. And so that makes it 2 apiece. A really nicely worked throw-in routine there, and Bikey just gets above goal at the back post. And once again, Cammy Bell cannot keep the ball out the back of the net. And so we're in injury time now. And it finishes 2 apiece. Not a bad start to the season. Well, I think overall there were some positive signs in that game. I think we probably had the better of the opportunities. And, you know, probably a draw is about a fair result. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play through a few more league games. We have a couple more games to finish up the BetFred Cup group stage. We're not going to progress from that. We know that already. And I'm going to bring you back next for the Elgin City game. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. A quick little look around some of the signings we've made and a pretty entertaining 2-2 draw. If you have enjoyed it, please consider dropping a like on there for me. Help me get seen by more people. And if you've got any comments about this episode or the series as a whole so far, please pop them below. Of course, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. There are a lot of good content on there. We have the Newcastle save from my beta and the Hungary save, the Mighty Magyars, which is running concurrent to this series too. That just remains for me to thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon for some more action with Stirling Albion. Bye for now.